my bunnies, it's Ticky's Trinkets here, and today I have for y'all a Clay and Chat. I don't usually do intros for Clay and Chats, but I wanted to do an intro just to give y'all a little rundown. This is my art piece inspired by Miku's Marmalade's drawing, which if you actually went and watched her video, you saw it, and you saw the sneak peek in the previous video. And I'm going to do a side-by-side video after this of both our pieces beside each other, like her ghost girl beside my ghost cat, which you saw in the thumbnail, so you have an idea of what you're looking at. I don't want to spoil too much yet. I just want you guys to kind of get into it and just watch it as I'm making it. A Clay and Chat, I don't show the whole thing being made, so don't anticipate to see the whole thing being made. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will put, after I'm done with the intro, I will put Miku Marmalade's sneak peek of her what do you call it? Oh gosh, I can't talk. Her Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde inspired chibi drawing. I will put a little sneak preview. So again, you'll have to go watch her video to see the entire thing. And after both of these videos are posted, again, I'll put the side by side of both of our pieces, of all of our pieces, in one little video. It'll be a short video, but just to kind of sum everything up. Also, it's still Halloween headband, even if this is posted after October. This is from Walmart, and it says Basic Witch. It's kind of hard to see it, but Basic, and then Witch. Yeah, very cute. This is the one I was saving for last this year. I just thought it was the cutest thing. It's really hard to read on camera, but I just thought it had to, when I saw it, I had to have it. It just made me think of how basic I am, drinking coffee and wearing Uggs. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you go and watch Miku's video, which I'll link everything down below when I can. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into this. Here is the sneak preview of Miku's stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. As you saw in the picture, as you can see here, I didn't put a picture, my bad. Anywho, as you can see here, this is glow in the dark clay, so once it gets in the light and then you take it out of the light, it starts glowing. You can't really see it here, but either way, you get the gist. And then I also have translucent clay too that I'm going to be using for this, and purple Primo. Alright, and as you can see, I've already pre-rolled some of the glow-in-the-dark balls that I'm going to need. And I'm going to start with the torso pieces, I always do. And they're a little dirty from sitting here, but don't worry, we're going to clean it off with our rubbing alcohol, which you can't see, but it's right there. Alright, let's go ahead and start rolling this out, and then rolling it into the teardrop shape. I might get quiet for a minute and drop things. It's perfectly fine, but you know, it's all good, except for that one little indentation where it hit something. Just gonna smooth that out. Again, don't worry too much about dirt or dust right now. We're gonna clean all that off later. That's pretty decent size. Let's see how long. No, I want it a little bit longer. That's a little shy of 2 inches, so I want to make it a little bit longer. I know I keep going out of camera, but as always, it's hard for me to do Clay and Chats. It's hard for me to like multitask with like actually making something while talking about it or talking on camera. Okay, that's pretty decent. Let me check the size again. That's 1.5 inches, so we're gonna go with it, because now I'm gonna take this teardrop shape and I'm gonna roll out this end in between my hand to make it into a ghost tail. Very gently do this part, and keep checking your progress as you go to make sure you don't roll it too far past the point to where it won't look like a tail, or where it'll ruin the shape of the actual bottom piece. I think that's pretty good. Then take it and let's bend it backwards first, and then take it and we're going to press it against our work surface to kind of get it sitting down on its bottom end. There we go. And again, it's going to have some stuff like possibly covering it up later, so it doesn't have to be entirely perfect. Although this isn't as big as I want it to be, so I think I'm going to smush this, and I think I'm going to restart it. So I'll be right back with a new piece. And hello, I'm back, and now we have a fully formed ghostly cat body. It's really hard to tell from the way this camera is showing it, but the cat I have like twisted to the side, the whole body and the neck kind of like peeked to the side, to its left side, and then the tail, the ghostly tail, goes to the right side. This cat is not going to have bottom legs, it's just going to have the ghost tail, because get it, cats have tails, ghosts have tails, and there's not going to be anything else other than that. It's just how it is. I thought that was a really cute idea. Now for some support, I'm going to grab my handy dandy wire cutters here and a little bit of metal wiring, and we're going to make some support for the head slash body. I'm just eyeballing how much I need, putting that back there, and then we're going to take it and see what the shape of the body is and kind of bend it to what we need. If this hurts your fingers, use tools to bend it instead of your hands. It's all up to you. You don't have to hurt yourself for art. We're not all Vincent van Gogh. I think he was the one that cut off his ear. It was either him or Picasso. Feel free to correct me in the comments below on that. Either way, we don't have to all cut off our ears is the main point. Alright, that's pretty good, although I am going to bring it back up just a smidge, bitch. Just a tiny bit. Take this blending tool. There we go. I might actually point that a little bit more that way. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I usually like play around with the shapes of things a lot while I'm working on it because I'm very particular. Ah, oh geez. Okay. Next, we're going to make the head. Take the ball that we got here, which is about 1 inch in size, and roll it into an egg shape. I think I'm going to pick this side. So I'm going to lay it in my hand like such and press down to make a concave indentation where we're going to put the eyes at. Then smooth out the back, smooth out the eye sockets, make sure it's nice and even across. Smooth out the top of the head, make sure everything's still rounded, and there's the head. Nice and easy. Then we're just going to take it, make sure it's perfect as I want it. Sometimes I do this as well, take it and pat it down to kind of get the head back to a rounded shape like how I want it. Again, I'm very particular. And then I'm going to take it and skewer it about halfway down on the head's length, like halfway underneath. So I have it to where it's not quite, you know how a head is on the neck. It doesn't have to be quite pushed off, but it also needs to be at least about halfway. I see that my light is dimming out for some reason. Just stop for a second and I'll be right back. And I'm back, and I've switched over to the light that is actually on my camera, on my back-facing camera itself. While I was gone, I used my blending tool to blend the neck into the head so it's more seamless. And now we kind of got the ghostly shape that we want. And I'm using glow-in-the-dark clay and translucent clay because I want it to have like a really eerie, ghostly effect. Excuse me, allergies. But you'll see that by the end of it. Just smoothing out some little bumps and wumps. Alrighty. There we go. Next, I guess, let's make the nose. I don't actually need a ball that big, so I'm just going to chop that almost completely in half. Actually, more than in half. Like 70-80, or like 70-30, or like 80-20. I only need like a teensy tiny bit. That's still a little too big, but I'm going to go ahead and get the shape of the nose. Just rolling it between my fingers. Then pressing it with my fingers, making it into a little triangle shape by pressing it and then flattening it over and over till I get about the right shape and size that I wanted. It's still thicker than I want, so I'm going to take it, stand it up straight, just like that, if you can see it, it's right there, and cut it in half. And I'm going to keep the prettier half. Then we have the nose. So now I'm going to take it, pick up my bad little kitty. And then, ta-da, little triangular nose. Then I want to make its mouth, but I think I'll wait till the end to do that, just to be safe. Let's go ahead and do the ears next. That's pretty easy. Take them. These are a little less than ½ inch in diameter. Then we're going to take it, make sure it's rolled out nice and pretty. Then roll it into a teardrop shape with our fingers. There's a whole lot of things I just use 2 or 3 fingers for. So if you want to, and you're really talented, you can kind of sit there and get both of them going at the same time. But I'm not going to fight with all that. Then I'm going to make sure this is nice and pointed because it's a cat. There we go. Then we're going to take it. There we go. And we're going to cut it to the size that we want. We don't need it to be too big. It's a cat, not a coyote. Still a little bit smaller than that. There we go. Excess clay, if it's not mixed with other colors, we just take it and put it in a little scrap pile in the back, and we'll stick it back on the block. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier. When I redid the body, I only took about that much clay to make the body bigger. Just that little chunk that I cut out, so you didn't really need much extra. And that body part was about half of a block of clay. Actually, no, it was about that much. So it's pretty much for the body, one whole rung of clay right there. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, back to the ear. So now that we got this little ear shape, we need to make it a triangle on the inside. So hold that thought. We got a little pointed tool right here, and we're going to take it, set it in my hand, and then right in the center, press it down. Don't mind if it gets squished out, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to even out the shape of the ear by twisting and pushing it into there, making sure it's exactly the shape and size that I want. It's kind of getting whited out by the light, but you know, the other light was dying. Alright, that looks good. Then to make it curved just like the head, I always take them and press them against my X-Acto blade. I'd never put that in my tutorial, so if you actually sit through one of my clay and chats, that's a really helpful hint that I never have time to really shove into my tutorials. But it makes the bottom of them more curved. It's very hard to see that, but yeah, it's curved, so it'll sit on a rounded surface more evenly. So I'm going to put the first one on. It doesn't matter what side, just where you think it would be. Then I'm going to have the ears pointed just slightly to the side, because again, it's a ghost. We want to have all that movement going, even if it is just a ghost cat. We want a lot of zigzaggy, wibbly wobbly movement. That looks pretty good. Just keep an eye on how the shape is looking. Keeping it smooth by rubbing off the fingerprints. If you get fingerprints, you don't really need the rubbing alcohol yet. Just kind of rub your finger over where you had just grabbed it, and that'll smooth out any bumps, lumps, and fingerprints. There we go. Helps keep things smooth while you're working. Next, we're going to do the next ear. So I'm going to go ahead and cut and get that done. And I'm back. Got the second ear made. I also took the time to blend it again off camera. It is very hard to see, and I'm all out of the camera angle. Again, I got the body contorted. That sounds awful. Gosh, Lee, what's up with talking all of a sudden? That sounds very awful, the way I said contorted. The body's contorted and curved. You know what I mean? It's just wibbly wobbly. There we go. Like a ghost. Okay, we got that. So next we're going to make the legs. I'm going to make one on camera, the other one off, just like I've been doing. And we're going to roll this into a teardrop shape. But unlike when I do every other creature, the more narrow end is going to be the foot. So we want to try to keep that as rounded as possible, which I'm already doing that badly. So I'm going to keep rolling until I get like a very, very skinny chicken leg shape. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, but I got to get this back to a curved shape. So I'm just going to take it and tuck these little edges in, and then just kind of keep pushing it with my fingers until I have a rounded shape. because it needs to be like a paw. I used the same style to make my Kermit the Frog sculpture and my Frosted Animal Cracker Cookie Cat sculpture. If you haven't watched those videos, they're up on my channel. Go check those out. They're really fun. Kermit the Frog's under my Muppet playlist, and what was it? Frosted Animal Cracker Cookie is under my Brand Creature playlist. I know my nails look like total crud right now, so please ignore that. Alrighty, there we go. That looks well enough. So now I'm going to take it to make the paw. I'm going to press it just ever so gently to make it kind of flat. I really want to emphasize that this is a paw. You see that I'm bending it ever so slightly, pressing it flat again. And then I'm going to take it and cut off the excess up here. I want to make sure I get it as long as I need, but not too long. Cut it at an angle so it'll lay on the body easily. I think that'll be good. Take it, bend it back so it'll lay again nice and flat on the body. And then I'll indent the toes after I make sure it's exactly the way that I want it to be. And I'm trying to do the anatomy of the cat accurately, where I'm placing the paw. That's looking pretty good. I actually wanted it a little bit longer though, so I'm going to try to lengthen it out by rolling it thinner. That's fine if it's a little bit thinner. I just need it to be a little bit longer. Excuse me. I know I'm very quiet for a clay in chat right now, but like, again, it's always really difficult. I guess I should talk about Etsy a little. Etsy sales have been going pretty good. Can't complain with that. Alright, let's flatten this little paw down some, because I want it to sit flat on the surface that she's leaning on. At least this paw. The other paw will be doing something else. Again, rolling it, after I got that little footsie made. So cute. Alright, again, let's try that out now. I'm pressing it down flat. It's a little bit longer though, so I'm just going to stretch it by very gently pulling it. I'm always gently moving this stuff, because if I pull it too hard I could just rip it and then I'll just have to start over completely. And let me tell you, that sucks. Alright. Okay, now we're talking. Got the leg, anatomy-wise, about where it should be. There we go. Or at least where I think it should be, might I say. There we go. There we go. Alright, so now I'm just going to indent the little toes by picking this up, pressing it through, not all the way through, just partially. There we go, making two little indentions for the toes. And then I'm going to take it, turn it around, and make sure the toes go all the way through. Because, you know, toes don't just stop halfway through your foot. There we go. So it's cut through on the top and the bottom. There we go. Alright, and then I'm just going to blend this leg into the top of the body and make the other one, and I'll be right back with y'all. See you there. And back. Alright, I went on ahead and made the second leg, and this time I made the leg bending upward at an angle. I have not glued that on there because we're going to put a collar on this little kitty later, so we want that not attached. Also, I see the little tootsie's a little messed up, but we're going to fix that. There we go. We don't want our tootsies sticking too close together. There we go. Now she actually has toes. Much better. But yeah, I'm not going to attach that or glue that in place or anything like that because of the fact that we still have to do her mouth, and I still want to put a collar on her. I'm a perfectionist. said this time and time again. You can probably tell with how long my tutorials are, even for my simple stuff. Anywho, I also pre-rolled the ball of translucent clay I need. You can tell the difference because this is more of a white color, whereas this is more of a whitish greenish glow to it. So we're going to set her back here with the pumpkin buddy that I bought from Sukihana. I think that's how you say it. On Etsy. She also has a YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and paste her down below too, probably. If not, I follow her on Instagram and I'll tag her stuff later. I pre-rolled a ball and now we're just going to roll this out and then cut out the shapes that we need. So what I'm doing here is her ghost character has like a kimono on. So the translucent clay is going to look almost like like a person wearing a sheet as a ghost. I wanted to also kind of have that old school Halloween-y effect, not just a green glowing cat. So this is going to be draped over her in two different pieces to kind of make the kimono style. As you can see, when I'm rolling something out to make sure it's nice and even, I move it back and forth to try to prevent air bubbles. Also try to keep things nice and even. Sometimes I do this little number too to keep things nice and smooth and even on both sides. And I'm just going to roll this out nice and big, and I also want it to be as thin as it can possibly be. As you can see, I try to keep a circular shape when I'm rolling. That's why I'm pulling at it. Oh, also, I was going to talk about Etsy earlier, but that completely slipped my mind. Etsy's been really good lately. Sales have been really great. Well, they've been good, not great. And I've been really staying on top of people's tracking their orders, making sure that everything's arriving on a timely fashion or arriving because of COVID, because some things get delayed. I have one package right now that somebody ordered for her sister. It has been delayed a little bit, which is disappointing, but I'm just hoping that it gets there on time. Okay. That was a shiz moment, if you know what I mean. We're going to be rolling a while, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this and get back to you after I get these pieces rolled out nice and thin and cut. And again, I'm back. I've already cut out 2 semicircles. I made it into a giant circle, and I just cut off, as you can see, a strip down the middle, which I have laying there in case I want to use it for something else, for some other little accents. And now I'm going to take the pieces and place them onto the kitty cat to where the rounded pieces are going to be on the outer edge. So I want to take one, place it on the back. Actually, I want this more narrow piece on the back. And just kind of drape it however you feel like. As you can see, I'm kind of placing it back there. That's actually probably a little thicker than it needs to be. Also a little longer than I want it. So maybe I should just take this and cut it. No, I could do it like that. Oh, that's cute. I'm kind of doing this as I go to kind of see how I want it. That's still a little bit bigger than I need. That's way bigger than I need. So I'm going to take them to make them smaller, lay them on top of each other. There we go, so that they'll be the same size, and resize it down. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to actually probably just cut these pieces directly in half and see if maybe I could do that, and that would work better. I think that'd be a lot better. And then take these pieces, and then do I want it like that or like that? Let me see. Again, trying to get it thin and nice and layered. I hope I'm in camera. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. There we go. That's definitely better. I still don't love it yet. I'm still trying to like tinker around with this and get it how I like it. So let me take this piece. Maybe I need a different shape. Oh my gosh, they're so loud tonight. My mom, my sister, they're having a great time in there. Then I'm going to take this. Actually, I want to overlap it some. Maybe what it is I need to make this like a different shape. I think that would be better. Well, let me kind of like overlap it first. That's actually way too big either way. So I need my long blade wherever it is. Obviously. Well, I'm great at dropping stuff. I think we've established that now. I'm just going to take it and cut that. There we go. Get that over there. Then take that. That that's more like what I want. I still don't like the shape of it. I'm trying to figure out, like, maybe I should make it like a rainbow. Yeah. To where it just takes it from the edge and gets wider. That's a good thing, since I got two pieces now here. I can, like, if I don't like this, I can change it. Because I'm not sure I like how thin this is now. Well, not like thin, but like how the width has thinned out. But I'll see. Let me see. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, I like that. Like that, yes. So now let's do the same thing with this one. Take it from the point, and then take it out wide. There we go. Now we're talking. We're getting somewhere. Same thing. Let's get this up here, overlapping ever so slightly at an angle. Yeah, kind of like an X cut is what I'm going with. I'm going to kind of keep repeating this process until I get like the kimono style that I want. So I'm going to cut again and then come back to y'all. Alright, finally, last but not least, I got the kimono kind of shaped how I wanted it to. And I just kind of like used the two pieces that were sitting here that were already like pizza shaped, pizza pie shaped, and I just put them on top of the other two pieces. I still use the same two pieces as you saw when I cut off. I just curled them like this, curled them inward, yeah, just like that. And then the other two pieces I just laid on top. And then I just very lightly blended this piece up here. I am going to blend that a little bit better. And then the trim of some of the pieces, like up at the top, and the collar, I'm going to use with the purple Primo. And I'm just going to cut out strips and line all that, and a strip to make the collar, and then I'm going to put the eyes in. So I'm actually going to do that off camera and just come back to you guys when it's done. And we're finished. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go check out Miku's videos as well, and check out her channel and social medias, and also mine. I really hope you enjoyed this Halloween collaboration video, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Love you guys so much, and happy Halloween. Bye-bye, my bunnies.